Hey folks, how are we doing? Back is adding. Kinematics is worst. Optimization, you can at least kind of know if you've done the right thing. Alright, harmonically, we're going to do optimization today. So, what's wrong with this question, Raccoon? It's not that bad. It's... Alright, so we're going to do some optimization questions. Actually, these are optimization questions. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Wait, can you actually hear me, or am I talking to myself? Okay, you can hear me. Cool. All right, so the way we're going to do this session today is I'm just going to focus a little bit on optimization question, because obviously it's quite a few people that have kind of said that it's... This question is not hard. It's not hard. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of basic optimization questions, and then we will actually have a look at how to do this question, all right? So before we do this question, let me kind of break this down a little bit, okay? So we won't start with this question. Okay, let's say we're gonna start with this, something like this. Let's do basic question from like last year with like a fence question, right? So we'll start with one simple fence question, then we'll kind of ramp it up, and then we'll finally get to this last question at the end. So let's say we've got to create a fence, and there's like a river here, and then we say something like fence material, we have about 100 meters. What's the maximum area for this rectangle? So anytime you want to start something like this, I'll tell you what, like if you do know how to do this, I will give you maybe a couple of minutes to do this, and then if you don't know how to do it, just we'll try and work through it. Got a runny nose suddenly out of nowhere. We can do kinematics. When can we do kinematics? I mean, we can try it next week Sunday. I did have some questions for you people, so let me just find the other questions. But like, I'm only gonna do like these two questions, then I'll pick up the other questions that we were working on from last week. Okay, so optimization, what you have to do is like usually, you know, you gotta write an equation, and you gotta eliminate one of the variables, and then you just gotta find the maximum area or whatever it is that you gotta find. All right. So in this case, we're gonna put these two sides as x and the bottom side here as y. Basically, what it's telling you is the two x's plus the y equals 100 meters. And then if you look at the area of rectangle is base times height, so that's y times x. Now we need to differentiate area to get the, like, to figure out what x value is going to give us the maximum area. So to do this, I'm going to get rid of either y or x. It doesn't matter which one you get rid of. I'm going to get rid of y in this case. So I'm going to rewrite y as 100 minus 2x. And by doing this, what I can then do is I could replace y with 100 minus 2x. So then area equals 100 minus 2x times x. All right, I'm gonna pause here for a second, get you guys to expand, and then differentiate, put it equal to 0, and then try and figure it out. And then I'll just gotta grab something, I'll be right back. All right, so next we're going to expand the brackets. So expanding the brackets, we're going to get 100x minus 2x squared. We differentiate, which means we're going to get 100 minus 4x. And we know that area equals to 0 to find minimum or maximum. So we've got 100 minus 4x equals 0. Negative 4x equals negative 25, and then x is equal to, oh, not negative 25, negative 100, and then I'm going to get negative 100 divided by negative 4. So this is going to give me x is equal to 25, and if x equals to 25, y is equal to 50. So, is there any questions or problems with this? Because this is just like a kind of like a starter question. Let me know if there's any issues. Tom Tippy, we always have to differentiate and put it equal to 0 if we want to find minimum and maximum. Now, what I want to show you guys is one more thing here. Okay, so look at how this equation is 100 minus 2x and x. Now, if I was to plot this, okay, so there is my graph. It's gonna be settings. Let's go x-axis is 0, and this one is 50. Let's go 60. All right. So what you can see here is the equation of the area that we've just done here. Because if you look at the equation, the area equation was 100 minus 2x and times x. So all I've done here is I've actually done that as a graph here. Now this, you might remember from last year when you did quadratics. It's basically just that. And this side here is going to be the x value, which is on the x-axis, but the y-axis is going to be the actual area. So it's not the y-coordinate. Like I know in the example we actually did it as x and y, but so don't get confused by that one. All right. So what happens is that it's basically telling us that the gradient at this point it's equal to 0. So that's why we get x equals to 25. And then if you look at it, when x equals to 25, the area is 1,250. So the max area of rectangle is going to be 1,250. And if you look at it, let's go back to our main recording here. Like, because we've got x equals to 25 and y is equal to 50, if we do area is, what is it? If we go area, oh man, I need to buy that. I forgot it. Damn it. Thank you for reminding me, Rev. Area equals 50 times 25, and that's going to give you 1,250. So yeah, so that's pretty much how we get the area for this particular question there. This is, I think this one would possibly be a merit because it's a standard question, standard optimization question. Okay, so I'm going to modify this question a little bit. I'm going to make it a little bit harder, and then we're going to come and try this other question, all right? So let's modify this question. This time, I'm still going to have 100 meters, but I want to create a fence that looks like this. So I want to have like 4 little paddocked area in there. So fence material, once again, is going to be 100 meters. And I want to know what the maximum area is going to be. Now I'll leave the working here for you so that you can kind of try it out. Yeah, Rev, that was actually a really lovely article. But if you do want to read the full article, because I know it was, I'll link it. Mate found another link that has the article. I don't know if it'll work. Try it out if it does work. Oh yeah, it does work. All right, try this out, people, and I'll go through the answer in a few minutes. Just gonna get me some coffee or no tea, no soup. How do we go with this? I'm good, Maisha. How you been? It works. I'm so late. Tea, coffee, or soup? Would the answer even change? I'm so confused. Yes, the answer would change because So if you look at this one, right? So with this one, you've actually got, if you put the, I'm going to use h in base, right? So let's say I put this as height. This is base. What happens is I've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 5 h's and I've got 2 bases. So the actual perimeter formula changes for this one, because in this one I'm actually going to get 2 bases plus the 5h equals 100. I'm not sure harmonically. We're going to go through this. So we also know that the area is still going to be base times height. So not really going to mess around with that. I'm going to rearrange height. Yeah, let's get rid of height. So 5h is equal to 100, take away 2b. And then I've got h is equal to 100, take away 2b divided by 5. I'm going to separate it a bit. So I'm going to separate this as 100 over 5 minus 2b over 5, which means h is equal to 20 minus 0.4b. Now, this step is crucial, folks. So anytime you do these questions, you always have to rearrange one of these values, all right? So now that we've got rid of h, we can actually say that area equals base times 20 minus 0.4b. Expand the brackets. So I'm going to get area equals 20b minus 0.4b squared. Now I have to differentiate it. So when I differentiate it, I'm going to get 20 minus 0.8b. And of course, turning points happen when your gradient function is equal to 0. So we're going to put area dash equals to 0. So 0 equals 20 minus 0.8b. Rearranging this, I'm going to get 0.8b positive equals 20. And then b is equal to 20 divided by 0.8. And whatever that is. So 20 divided by 0.8. That's going to give me 25. And then if I work out my height, which is 20 minus 0.4 times 25, I am going to get 10. So then the maximum area equals base times height, which equals to 25 times 10, which equals to 250. So as usual, I'll put some line numbers here, and if you do have any questions with any particular lines, please yell out, and I'm happy to kind of talk them through this. So true, harmonically. Yeah, I'd actually agree with Clem Kirby there. Mocks I generally tend to be a lot more challenging because I think they, I don't know, they just try to scare you a lot. No worries, Aziz. I think we're going to get to your question. I believe the first question was your one. No, it doesn't matter harmonically. You can do base or height. And that's the beauty of this question. No, line 4, you can keep it as it is. So you could have done it straight from... so you could have taken line 3 and substituted as height as well. You could have done that. That's not a problem. I don't know which one you're talking about, metric for algebra 1. Which algebra 1 are we talking about? Miso soup, raccoon. I was getting a blocked nose. And also, it's... no, I can't actually show it. It's... oh, no, you can't even see it. There we go. It's a Linfield College cup. Got a whole selection of cups. All right, do you think we're ready to do this question now? Actually, what I might do is I might do one more question like this. Let's do something like this, and then we'll go to the final question, all right? So what about a shape like this? So I've got a semicircle, and let's go with a square, shall we? Nah, let's not go with the square. We want to know, I'm going to put a fence again of 100 meters, and I am going to put, what is the max area possible? So what you will notice is that I think with optimization, the challenge is not the actual differentiation part. It is just coming up with the main equation. Because once you come up with the main equation, everything else becomes really, really easy. Now, for this question, I'm going to give you a couple of hints. First off, area of circle is pi r squared, and circumference of circle is 2 pi r. So these are pretty much the hints that you need for this question. And like I said, like once I come up with the setting up the equation, you guys will be like, oh, this is just dumb. This is that easy. But try and write the equation. Remember, there's two things you need to do. First, you need to come up with a formula that includes the 100 meters. Then you need to come up with the area formula for this particular shape, which is a rectangle and a half a circle. Jackson, unfortunately, I think my favorite one, it can't be bought, man, you know, to be honest. It's Mum's, you know, Mum's recipe is just like, I've been trying to make that recipe for like nearly 20 years and I've been failing miserably. No, harmonically, they give you the formulas, right? So, no, the dotted line is not part of the fence, sorry. It's not part of the fence. No, let's get rid of that. I just, so it's basically a semicircle and a rectangle. The last one, I think I've seen that one as excellence before. Question number 2. Leah notes, I've made sure it's not a square. It's going to be a rectangle. Yeah, sometimes they don't give, like, see, like they won't give you the area of a triangle or a rectangle. Especially at level 2, you kind of will be expected to remember these things because you would have actually done quite a bit of it. So, yeah, it can't be a square. Yeah, definitely homemade, Jackson. So Raccoon used the circumference formula, which is 2 pi r. Oh, there is a delay. All right, so let's actually write out this equation first because I think that's the main one. So we've got this shape here, and what I'm going to do is instead of using x and y, I'm going to use height, and I'm going to use this, which is the radius. Now, if that's the radius, then the base of this rectangle is going to be 2r. If that's the case, I'm looking at h, which is this part here, that's the height of the rectangle. Then I've got 2r, which is the base of the rectangle. And then I've got half a circumference. So remember, 2 pi r is actually the full circumference. But we only want half the one. So if we look at it, all these colored parts is actually equal to 100. So we can say 2h plus 2r plus the circumference, which is 2 pi r, divided by 2, all of that is equal to 100. So the 2h is the yellow part, the 2r is the green part, and then the circumference divided by 2 is the blue part. So yeah, Aquatic, I think that is the challenge, right? Like the more questions you do, the more you realize the patterns of questions that you'll actually get. And I think for this one, this is the tricky part, right? But if you look at the actual area part of it, now the area is equal to base times height and plus circle area divided by 2. So we've got base times height plus pi r squared divided by 2. That's your area formula. So now what we need to do is we need to get rid of the h. So I'm going to write this as 2h plus 2r plus pi r, because the two 2's cancel out. And this is all equal to 100. Then 2h is equal to 100 minus 2r minus pi r, and then h is equal to 100 minus 2r minus pi r divided by 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to pause here and let me know if you have any questions so far with what I've done. Yes, the semicircle is part of the fence, Ashley. Yep, Raccoon, that's right. Circumference is the full, it's like the length of the circle around the edges, right? So it's like kind of like the border, I guess that's what you'd call it. Okay, so the next part is this. Now what we need to do is we need to do the area part. I'm going to kind of move this around a little bit. Give me a second. So our base of this rectangle is going to be 2r. Our h is just going to be h as it is. So I've got 2r multiplied by 100 minus 2r minus pi r divided by 2 plus pi r squared over 2. So all I've done there is I've replaced h with 100 minus 2r minus pi r over 2. Now the 2 r's cancel out and I'm left over with just r times 100 minus 2r minus pi r squared plus pi r squared over 2. This is definitely E, I would say. So expand the brackets. I get 100r minus 2r squared minus, oh, I forgot it. That should have been an r. Minus pi r squared plus pi r squared over 2. So we've got to kind of simplify this before we even start differentiating. So we've got 100r minus 2r squared, and then minus pi r squared plus pi r squared is going to be minus pi r squared over 2. Hold on. There's no pi r squared. Where did I miss it? Did I miss something? How did I get minus pi r squared? Because if you look at this, I'm just going to take this part out here. So it's minus pi r squared plus pi r squared over 2. So I could rewrite this as multiply this by 2 over 2, and I would get minus 2 pi r squared over 2 plus pi r squared over 2. And then when I put those, minus 2 plus 1 equals negative 1. Okay, so what I've got here is area equals 100r minus 2r squared minus pi r squared over 2. I don't think I have anything else left to do. So I'm just going to differentiate this. So when I differentiate this, I'm going to get 100 minus 4r minus 2 pi r over 2. The two 2's cancel out, and I'm left with 100 minus 4r minus pi r. So now remember that this is equal to 0. So area dash equals 0. So 0 is equal to 100. And what I might do is I might just take the minus the r as a common factor. So if I do that, I'm going to get minus 4 minus pi. And then I've got rearranging this. This is not looking good. Oh no, it is fine. So then I'm going to get negative 100, which goes on the other side, equals r times negative 4 minus pi. And then r is equal to negative 100 divided by negative 4 minus pi. So negative 100 divided by negative 4 minus pi. That gives me r of 14.002. Did anybody else get that? You got 9.72, Leah. Did I make a mistake? Oh, you got 14, Sunny. Leah, how did you get 9.72? Okay, you got 14 as well. Okay, so if r is equal to 14, then we go up to here and we can actually work out what the area is, because that's 100 times 14 minus 2 times 14 squared minus pi times 14 squared over 2. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the answer as is, so I'm just going to go 100 times the answer minus 2 times answer squared minus pi times answer squared divided by 2. So maximum area should be 700. All right, so let me know if there's any issues with that so far. I thought it was gonna be a bit disruptive, but we might have to call it a bit early because I've got my wife that's trying to cook. Is it that bad? It's alright. I'll go see if I can nullify the noise somehow. Putting the canoe in the back. Now I think once she grates the carrots, we'll be done. All right, let me know if there's any questions here so far. Because I think you guys are ready to do the final question now, so I might just move it. Now, Sky, I think this was, look, it was a hard question, but the reality is, like, doing these types of questions, even if you don't get it straight away, like just understanding how it works, that's really, really important. And Amina, I think what you have is a really good question. Like, you don't know how you start. Like, I always do the colors, like, I put the colors in and then I kind of just work through the colors. Absolutely, Aziz. You can actually do that without taking R out as a factor. But the problem is, at some point, you'll have to take R out as a factor, because otherwise, you kind of will get stuck with it. Yes, that's right, Leah. You always are going to need like a area equation and a perimeter equation. Cooking grated carrots. Well, no, I think, Raccoon, what we try and do is we try and write the height in terms of R. So we don't actually need the height at all, because it's just, the whole point is you eliminate a particular letter so that you don't have to worry about that at all. Because H, see, if R changes, H changes as well. And so because of that, it doesn't matter about finding H. I think in this one you gotta go all the way to the end. Oh, you mean cutoff points? Yeah. Now I might just go put the fan on so we can get some noise nullification. Who's building a canoe in the back? It's like, it's so loud. It's like, so who's building a canoe in the house?
You're saying that my wife is building a canoe.
Ah, build a canoe. Ah. Now, I don't think you need to prove it as a max area, Raccoon, because the reason is because it's actually working with area. Is it chaotic now? Oh no, okay. She's just got to cook, that's the only problem, so I don't know what to do. Our house is like tiny. Okay, wait. I'll go try and switch off the... That doesn't work. This doesn't work.
You want me to stop? I can stop and then come back. Yeah?
It's alright now.
Huh?
It's alright. Just have to work through it, okay?
It's just one more carrot, man.
One more carrot?
Yeah.
One more. One more carrot. Yeah, I will frame that comment. Don't worry about it. One more canoe. Okay, one more carrot. Okay, she's cooking. Okay, right. Can we try that last question yet? Or do you think you need some more? Actually, no, we'll try the last question because I think it's a really good question. Vulcan, what is just Vulcan? What are you getting 25? Ignore the X the person has actually written, all right? Because I think people do buy the exam papers and they kind of like mix it up. So well, look, to be honest, I think you can do this right now because I've given you everything that you need for this question. Because we looked at the previous question, and the previous question was like one of these shapes. All we've got is like two of these shapes now. Where I saw this quick thing about level 3. Arjun, I'm actually thinking about it, but I don't know how I'm gonna feel after all the other exams. All right, guys, we got a few minutes. I just want you to come up with the equation. That's all. Come up with the equation first for the perimeter because the lights is going. And look, all of these questions, right? These optimization questions, they all work with perimeter. Perimeter, edges, and that's all they do. So just write the original equation and then like from that you're pretty much good to go. Now this one has two semicircles and a rectangle. So just give it a go. Nah, you got this, Leo. You got this. I need to go find that comment about the canoe. Yeah, got it. That has to be the comment of the year, I would say. Yeah, of course, City. You can actually make it into one full circle. Because if you really think about it, the area of that is just one big rectangle in one circle. Two semicircles make one. Yeah, absolutely. So you got 2h plus 2r plus 2 pi r. I'm not so confident with the 2r RAR. RRR. Because remember, 2r, yeah, 4r is much better. Yeah, nice. You got your first equation. Nice. So 2h plus 4r plus 2 pi r. It's okay. We got it, r. We know you have 3 r's and we're going to do 4r. That's a lot to say. So how is it 4r? Okay, let's have a look at this diagram here. So if you look at it, from here to here is the radius, 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 and radius. Harmonically, he put 2h for the perimeter, because remember the perimeter of this shape is 8. So the 2 h's is coming from here and here. Area is just base height plus pi r squared. Yep, you're on the way there, R. Yes, harmonically. That is the secret to optimization. I think you've just figured it out. You find the perimeter of the equation, get rid of one of the variables, and then substitute it into the area equation, and that's your excellence 8 points right there. Can you do 2h plus 2d equals 2 pi r? No, you won't be able to do the, oh, plus, yeah. Yes, Suti, you can do that, but you'll have to then again go and say diameter is actually 2 times the radius. So you still have to make sure that you have only the same letters. So by bringing in d, you still have to kind of put in the 2r later on anyway. We got a canoe, we got a dog, got everything today. Yes, harmonically, yeah. Circumference of circle is the perimeter of the circle. How's that noise now? You guys still hear a noise or? Taikosef, Yosef. We have, you have optimization, kinematics, and then I think last one we actually did the, it's testing the canoe in the water. Yeah, and the last one we had like tangents questions. They're really good. So they go like, oh, here's a curve, there's a tangent, find the equation of the tangent. Where's Jackson? Jackson asked me, he's like, what's my favorite? Close. I think it's just practice, my friend. Like that's all you got to do. All right, so I'm gonna do this question now. So what we've got is 2h plus. There's going to be 4r at the bottom, so that's the base, plus 2 pi r, and all of this is equal to 8. Yep, 8. I'm going to rearrange 2h, so I'm going to get 8 minus 4r minus 2 pi r. H is equal to 8 divided by 2 minus 4r divided by 2 minus 2 pi r divided by 2. So I'm going to get h is equal to 4 minus 2r minus pi r. God, everything's happening today. Wait. What's it? What are you doing? No, don't. Come here. Yeah. Right, where are we up to? Now, Aqualintic, do the 10-hour playlist. You will be fine. Where are you confused, Ashley? Now, Rian, if you get the E questions right, you'll get the maximum grade. I think so too, harmonically. All right, so let's go with this. So far I'm good here. So then I've got area. So area is, I've got the rectangle plus the 2 semicircles, which are terrible, which is just the rectangle plus the circle. So I am going to get base times height plus pi r squared. So I'm going to get base, which is 4r, multiplied by height, which is 4 minus 2r minus pi r, plus pi r squared. So expanding this, 16r minus 8r squared minus 4 pi r squared plus pi r squared. And I think we did this before. So we're going to get 16r minus 8r squared minus 3 pi r squared. Then I'm going to differentiate this. I'll get 16 minus 16r minus 6 pi r. So at this point I'm going to put this equal to 0 because my, what do you call it, area in differentiated function should equal to 0. So I'm going to get 16 minus 16r minus 6 pi r. Going to get negative 16 equals negative 16r minus 6 pi r. I want to take r as a common factor, and I'm going to get negative 16 minus 6 pi, and then r equals negative 16 divided by negative 16 minus 6 pi. So therefore r is going to give me, r is going to be equal to what? Negative 16 divided by negative 16 minus 6 pi. So I've got r equals to 0.459. Now the question is asking you to find what's the maximum area and the dimensions. So the dimensions of the completed logo as well. So we have to gonna go so I'm gonna have 4 times 0.459, whatever that is. So I'm gonna go 4 times that, which is 1.836. So I'm just gonna go 1.83. I need the height. So the height was 4 minus 2r minus r. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to divide this back by 4. And then I'm going to do 4 minus 2 times answer minus pi times answer. And that's going to give me a height of 1.63. And as for the area was, just go back. Oh, no, I can't do this, can I? Man. I'm trying to do this the shortcut without trying to actually do this the long method, but you know what? Stuff it. Doesn't matter. So area is 16 times radius, so that's going to be 16 times radius was 0.459. Then I've got minus 8r squared, so minus 8 times 0.459 squared minus 3 times pi times 0.459 squared. I'm getting 3.67. We've had fun today, haven't we? All right, so 3.67. Water is in the canoe. Yes, we are. Anyway, guys, look, that's pretty much it for today's session. And I think I might have to just go help her cook because I'm on cooking duty later tonight. So, questions? Any questions with this? I think, like, what I wanted you guys to kind of see, yeah, this is definitely a E8 citizen. Well, I guess you could put a semicircle dimension because the radius is 0.459. You could actually go that height is 459 if you want. Well, it's going to be a pretty good story. All right, guys. Look, that's pretty much it for today's session. I think I'm coming back for stats. So if you are doing stats, there is a special one just on normal distributions, because that's something that I can fairly confident working through it. Not necessarily Rian, because I mean, like, if they do anything like optimization, it generally tends to be excellence questions, because you know you got to come up with the equation. And yeah, now Raccoon, it's not for dinner. We cook for the whole week ahead, so we cook on Sunday morning. But today I was in Wellington this morning, so we didn't finish cooking. Right, so for that, what was the last question? The 1.63 was just the height. So I actually worked out the height equals 4 minus 2r minus pi r. Because r was equal to 0.459, I went 4 minus 2 times 459 minus pi times 459. That gave me 1.63. Then I did area, which is 16 times 0.459 minus 8 times 459 squared minus 3 pi 459 squared. I can, Raccoon. It does take a long time to do it without the graphics calculator. Thanks, Leah, for that. Yeah. Sky, it can be any shape. They could bring a rectangle. They could bring a trapeze. I don't think they'll bring a trapezium, but they might. But they could have circles, and triangles in it as well. All right, team. I'm going to leave you to it. I will catch you on Wednesday. Tuesday. I'll catch you on Tuesday. I'm going to jump over to the calculus integration stream right now, so I'll catch you guys later. All right, take care. I'll let her know, Cameron. We had a leak in the canoe. Thanks, folks. I'll see you Tuesday. All right, catch you. Lucky. No. They were saying that, sir, there's a leak in the canoe because there's water coming. This is fun, man. They were like, we've got a running commentary of your cooking there.
Sound effects of my cooking.
See. All right, canoe is fixed. Catch you guys.